For many consumers, it's heartbreaking when companies take away their favorite snack or candy. After enjoying the heavenly taste of a certain snack for so long, it's difficult to accept when it's discontinued. Many people nostalgically yearn for these foods to come back, and while some do, the majority of these discontinued foods never find their way back to grocery store shelves. On this episode of Every Last Crumb, we're taking a trip down memory lane to talk about discontinued junk foods that we want to taste again. Here comes Shark Bites, a feeding frenzy of fruity fun. A staple of school kids' lunchboxes everywhere, this slogan accompanied Shark Bites' debut in 1988, and it featured a great white shark on the front of the package. Betty Crocker clearly marketed these shark gummies towards children, but mothers and fathers across the country were constantly sneaking packs of Shark Bites into their pockets as they packed their kids' lunch. The coolest shark bite to be found was the coveted Great White Gummy, which was a special treat not included in every package. Shark Bites frequently ran promotions that included special pieces like the Tiger Shark, a white, red, and orange swirled gummy that resembled a work of art more than it did a fruit snack. Eventually, Betty Crocker vowed to stop using artificial flavors in the brand, and the result was catastrophic for Shark Bites fans. The flavor was never the same, and while these gummies still exist in limited fashion, they are a shell of their former self without the same appearance or flavor. For spicy food fans, these were the perfect chips. Originally introduced in 2005, they featured a sharp habanero flavor complemented by cooler tones of cheese, onion, and garlic. These were definitely not for the faint of heart and were marketed towards lovers of intense and spicy flavors, mostly college kids and adults. But for adventurous children, they were also beloved. Some believe this was the best spicy chip ever invented, and amid the modern explosion of spicy chip flavors in grocery store aisles, many fans have begged Doritos to bring these back. All in all, the fiery habanero flavor lasted only a few years and was discontinued in 2009, but for those who loved these chips, the aftertaste still burns. Made by Mars, the maker of so many of our favorite candy bars, Kudos was a breakfast bar that featured crispy rice and peanut granola covered in chocolate. Hugely popular in the 90s, these breakfast bars were originally available in fudge, peanut butter, and chocolate chip. 90s kids will remember the commercials with the tagline, "Kudos, I'm yours," as Mars marketed the breakfast bars as the perfect way to fuel up for sports. In 2011, the brand underwent a reinvention. New Snickers, Dove, and M&M flavors were added to the lineup, and the company also added more calcium and more protein to the bars. But a few years later, they disappeared from the shelves, leaving many Americans heartbroken. Mars confirmed the brand had been discontinued in 2017, but they offered no reason for why they stopped making them. Ubiquitously appearing in the queue lines of grocery and drug stores, these sour candies were beloved by its fans. After enjoying prolonged success with their mints and their signature tin packaging, Altoids expanded into the sour candy market with mouth-puckering citrus flavors in 2004. The different flavors included tangerine, citrus, raspberry, apple, and mango. The intensely sour flavors created a fanatical following among some consumers, but their success did not endure. In 2010, Altoids sours were discontinued due to low national demand. People who appreciated this candy were devastated and have since started a petition to Mars to bring them back, which the company is not opposed to should the fans gather enough support. Another Betty Crocker fruit snack that people miss so dearly is the Fruit String Thing, an interactive stringy gummy that was fun for kids to pull apart and eat. Able to twist in all sorts of shapes, this fruity string competed with Fruit by the Foot and Gushers as a favorite treat to enjoy by the pool or on afternoons watching television. 90s kids will remember these fondly, but unfortunately they were unable to keep up with the other fruit roll-ups. and they were discontinued in the mid-2000s. Another reason for the discontinuation could be because the snack was loaded with artificial colors and high fructose corn syrup, and the turn of the millennia saw a much more health-focused consumer base, squeezing out products like the fruit string thing for their laundry list of health risks. In 1992, these little Butterfinger balls were one of the most popular candies in America. The chocolatey, buttery candy was fun and easy to eat, and their poppable nature made them an awesome treat at the movie theater. The packaging featured the popular TV show The Simpsons, with Homer and Bart cracking open these delicious snacks. In 2006, to the dismay of millions, they were discontinued. The reasoning? Some say the slippery nature of the chocolate was one reason. The cocoa coating didn't bind to the rest of the candy very well, and they made a massive mess on your fingers that was difficult to clean without a plethora of napkins nearby. But that messiness didn't dissuade its loyal followers, and they grieved the loss of the Butterfinger BBs. Later, Nestle released Butterfinger Bites to try and satisfy the absence of the BBs, but they were not the same. In the late 1980s, this neon green beverage first made its appearance. Resembling a ghastly slime with a ghoulish green mascot on the front, the drink had the perfect balance between spooky looks and delicious sugary taste. So wildly popular that it stuck around for over a decade. Especially on Halloween, kids would be sucking these juice boxes down as they put on their costumes and prepared for the biggest sugar rush of the year. The drink was so wildly popular that it stuck around for over a decade, but unfortunately it was discontinued in 2001. While similar flavors hung around in different product lines owned by Hi-C until 2007, the experience was never the same. Ecto Cooler did come back for a brief period in 2016 as a promotional item for the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie, but it was never widely available for purchase. Skittles have been a beloved candy since the company first came out with their original candy in 1979. And in 2004, customers were not only able to taste the rainbow, but to chew it and blow bubbles with it. For kids in this era, it combined two of their favorite things, Skittles and bubble gum. The intense flavors of orange, lemon, green apple, grape, and strawberry saturated the taste buds as you cracked into a few pieces of this gum, but the flavor wore out quickly. And just like the flavor, Skittles gum itself was short-lived. In 2006, due to poor sales, the gum disappeared from shelves. But for those who tasted it, this Skittles creation is sorely missed. In 2005, this iconic chocolate company released a candy-coated version of their historically beloved Hersheys Kisses. Instead of the milk chocolate being wrapped in foil with a thin strip of paper popping up through the top, the chocolate was coated in red, orange, green, yellow, and blue candy shells. The product line also released special edition color schemes for Easter and Christmas. Hershey's created them to compete with M&M's, and for some, the shape and flavor of the new chocolate candy was better. For others, the candy coating was too thick and the balance between shell and chocolate was not right. These treats only lasted a few years and were discontinued in 2009 after poor sales and not being able to crack into M&M's dominant market share for such a specific product. In 2003, Icebreakers sought to stray from their classic mints to modernize their product lines and appeal to younger consumers. By introducing their liquid ice mints, they wanted to capture the intense flavor of their mints into poppable little balls. For a company whose slogan is "Keep cool, stay fresh, break the ice," they lived up to their reputation, although they might have been a little too fresh. The minty explosion that happened in your mouth when eating these was intense, and for the overt intensity, Icebreakers quickly discontinued this product just a year later. Those seeking the bold and intense flavor of these icy mints were sorely disappointed, and they still reminisce about them to this day. Known for creating one of the best crackers in the world, Ritz started selling mini cracker sandwiches that featured cheese, peanut butter, and s'mores fillings in the middle. The cheese and peanut butter fillings have stuck around, but in 2016, Ritz discontinued the s'mores flavor. The company claimed declining sales and a more narrow product focus motivated the decision, but some will forever miss the chocolate and marshmallow filling between the tiny Ritz crackers. They were never quite as popular as their cheese or peanut butter counterparts, but they were always a nice option for dessert. In 2006, PopTarts wanted to introduce a product that was easier to eat on the go. To do this, they made a thinner version of their Pop-Tart and individually wrapped it instead of packaging them in two. These sugary breakfast bars featured more filling than a normal Pop-Tart, and they came in strawberry, brown sugar and cinnamon, chocolate chip, and chocolate fudge flavors. In 2009, they were discontinued because people liked the original Pop-Tart recipe more, and the original packaging didn't make them too difficult to eat on the move. Pop-Tarts, like many of these snacks, are school lunch staples. But what about those of you who got the school cafeteria lunches? Watch every style of school lunch across the world right here.